Hi, I'm Jenny with Sharp. Today we're going to be showing you the preview. Now, preview can be shown in a lot of different ways, so I'm going to show you a variety of reasons that you can use this particular feature. The first off, as I notice a lot of times, is when we're reducing or enlarging, we waste a lot of paper. So just a little FYI, copiers actually enlarge out of corners and reduce back into corners. So a lot of times we end up making multiple copies. So what you can do is go into your copy and actually go into your copy ratio, and you can choose what you want to do. So I'm going to enlarge this particular document 200%. Instead of pressing start, I'm going to press preview. What it's going to show me is first what it looks like at 100%, then what it looks like at 200%. If I like that, I can just press start. But if I'm like, that's not what I was thinking, I can go back in, press that arrow to the far left, and anything that's not grayed out, I can change. So I could say, well, maybe if I put it on 11 by 17 paper, I can now see it on 11 by 17 paper. If I'm like, nope, still too big, I can go in and I can reduce it 50%. And now it shows right up in the corner, and I can go back on letters, so I can keep tweaking till I get the paper I want, the image I want, press start, and only make one copy. That's one way of using it. Another way of using it is, many times, a lot of us will go to staple something, and we end up stapling in the wrong corner. So I can go into my staple sort, and I can choose a particular corner staple or the 2-point, and I can press preview. It'll actually show me the pages going in and what corner it's going to staple. Therefore, I can decide if that's what I want, or I can go back in and again make those changes, and I can also even change my quantity. All right, so copying wise, it just gives us the ability to be able to look at it before we make that copies. But another way of using it is, I'm going to put a page specifically upside down. I'm going to go in and preview. As it's going through, I'm going to notice, oops, one of my pages is upside down. Normally we would have to start over. Instead of doing that, in the bottom left-hand corner, there is a little pen with a little paper that allows us to edit. So I can touch the page I want to edit and choose my option to the right. There's delete page, rotate page, there's insert a blank, or I could just rotate it myself. I can also move the pages. I can touch the page and touch move, or I can hold down and rearrange the order. I can also insert a blank by just touching the little squares in the middle and insert a blank. So you can delete a page. I can just touch a page. Hey, I don't want that page, and delete it. So it allows you to delete, move, insert, rotate, but also say that there's an area on the page, a name, a number that you're like, I can't have, you can actually redact through the preview. In order to do that, you just press Erase Specified Arrange, and you would arrow over to the page that you want to do your editing. Once you get there, you may want to press the plus button so you can actually see it on the screen. And then you don't have to be picky, and I'll show you why. You just touch a spot and say this is your start point. And then touch another spot to make a box and press this as end point. At this time, I can move it anywhere on the page. I can also touch outside the page and move the document. So I could then put my hand with a little bit of pressure and make it as big or as small as I want. So basically, you're going to get the area that you want to delete. Once you're happy, you press execute. Now, it turns red. It's not going to be red. It's going to be blank there. But you get 4 places per page. You get specified range 2, 3, and 4. If I was done, I could exit out and it'll show me. Or I could say I have another place. And I could do that same process, moving it around, and then press execute. This one's green, the next one's blue, the next one's purple. Once I'm done, I just press exit and edit end, and it actually shows me on the screen prior to me pressing start. Also, I could still change the quantity. I could still go in and say, you know what, I do want that stapled. I do need 10 copies. So as long as starts last, it just allows us to see it, look at the pages. I can look at the pages individually. I can look at them in thumbnail view, or I can just kind of scroll through and see, yep, this is exactly what I thought, and press start and just make those copies without having to hit stop immediately.